I'm Jono. Shotcut versus OpenShot. Let's see which one renders clean.
Shotcut and OpenShot are the two most accessible free video editors in this series. Both have lower feature ceilings than DaVinci Resolve or Kdenlive. Both fail at the edges rather than in the middle of normal use. The edges are in different places. Shotcut's edges are technical, recovery that introduces new corruption, renders that silently produce wrong output, a memory ceiling that reorganizes the timeline on crash. OpenShot's edges arrived in earlier and hit harder on less experienced users. Export crashes requiring settings changes and RAM checks, project loss after a crash, an update regression that breaks the feature the update was supposed to improve. Shotcut is the utility editor. Portable, runs from a USB drive, handles almost any format. OpenShot is the beginner editor. Drag and drop, 3D animated titles, no configuration required. The comparison is not about which is better. It is about which failure mode is more acceptable, given how much prior knowledge the person using it is likely to have. Dennedy started the current Shotcut in January 2011 as the MLT BuildOnMe project, a cross-platform demonstration that the MLT multimedia framework could run on Windows, macOS, Linux, and BSD. Dennedy also maintains MLT itself, placing both the framework and the editor built on top of it under one maintainer. Published through Meltytech LLC. Current version 26.2.26. Released February 26, 2026. The MLT XML project format that Shotcut uses is shared with Kdenlive, offering a limited migration path between the two editors. Jonathan Thomas started OpenShot in April 2008 because he wanted a simple Linux video editor that didn't exist and built one instead. By September 2008, the project had a name. In 2013, a Kickstarter campaign raised $46,000 and created a trust shadow from the gap between promised delivery timelines and what shipped on schedule. By 2026, that shadow is primarily background skepticism rather than an active grievance. OpenShot Studios LLC operates the Cloud API, a commercial service for automated video generation on enterprise infrastructure, which funds the free desktop editor. Current version 3.5.1, released April 6, 2026. Both editors are open source. Shotcut is GPL licensed. OpenShot is GPL licensed. Both are available on Linux, Windows, and macOS. Shotcut also supports BSD. OpenShot does not, narrowing its platform coverage relative to every other editor in this series. Both use FFmpeg for format support through their respective frameworks. Both are maintained primarily by a small number of core contributors, with one dominant developer in each case. The single developer sustainability question applies to both, though in different ways. Dennedy maintains both the MLT framework and Shotcut, while Thomas leads OpenShot under the OpenShot Studios LLC structure. The capability comparison between the two editors runs in Shotcut's favor across most categories. Shotcut's proxy editing has been available longer than OpenShot's optimized preview workflow, which was added only in version 3.5. Shotcut's scopes, waveform monitor, vector scope, histogram, and parade are available for color work decisions. Shotcut handles longer projects more reliably before performance degrades. Shotcut runs from a USB drive without installation. OpenShot does not. OpenShot's single clear capability advantage is the 3D animated title system powered by Blender. Over 40 vector title templates produce animated text effects that Shotcut's text tools do not match. For a beginner who wants animated opening titles without learning a motion graphics application, OpenShot's Blender-powered titles are the faster path. This is not a marginal advantage, it is a feature category where OpenShot is distinctly better for the specific user who wants it. OpenShot's Python architecture makes the interface more approachable at the cost of performance overhead. The export at approximately 40 frames per second, documented in January 2025, reflects that overhead. Shotcut's MLT native architecture is faster on the same hardware. Portability is Shotcut's clearest structural differentiator. Carrying an editor on a USB drive, plugging into any machine, and having the full environment available, no other editor in this series offers this. For educators, students working across shared computers, or users who do not have administrative access to install software, this is a practical advantage that no feature list comparison can displace. Both editors support hardware-accelerated encoding and decoding. Both are FFmpeg based for format coverage. For the common formats used by YouTube creators, educators, and hobbyists, both editors handle import and export without meaningful difference. The format compatibility advantage matters most at the edges, with unusual camera formats or legacy codecs, where both editors' FFmpeg foundation covers the same ground. The failure mode comparison is where the audience question becomes decisive. Shotcut's documented failure modes, recovery that introduces new corruption, silent export failures from specific timeline elements, memory crashes that reorganize the timeline, require technical knowledge to diagnose and recover from. The registry editing required after the March 2026 crash is the most demanding example. A user who encounters this needs to know what the Windows registry is and be comfortable editing it. That is not a beginner skill. The argument for Shotcut, despite this, Shotcut's failure modes occur at the edges of what it is designed to handle. A user editing simple to medium content on reasonable hardware will encounter these failure modes infrequently. The recovery paths exist and are documented. Shotcut's normal operation is reliable within its comfortable range. OpenShot's documented failure modes occur at a lower load threshold and hit harder precisely because OpenShot's user base is less technically equipped to respond. Export crashes that require simplifying the timeline and checking RAM are not recoverable actions for a beginner who doesn't know what RAM is or how to check it. A project lost after a crash, with the autosave folder as the only path back, requires knowing the autosave folder exists. The March 2026 update regression in a release, specifically marketed as a stability improvement, is the failure mode most damaging to the trust that beginner users extend when choosing the simplest available tool. Between the two failure modes, Shotcut's is more technically demanding to recover from, but less likely to occur within the editor's comfortable operating range. OpenShot's is less technically demanding in the abstract, but more damaging to the specific users who experience it, because those users chose OpenShot precisely to avoid technical demands. Shotcut is the correct choice for users who want a portable, capable editor that runs on any hardware and handles any format. For educators across shared computers, for users without installation rights, for anyone who wants to edit without investing time in a learning curve and without touching a configuration menu, Shotcut is the answer. The failure modes are at the edges. The normal operation is reliable. If those edges are encountered, some technical troubleshooting is required. Users who are capable of troubleshooting or willing to learn will find that capability waiting. OpenShot is the correct choice for complete beginners making their first video, for users who specifically want 3D animated titles without learning a separate application, and for anyone for whom drag-and-drop simplicity matters more than performance or feature depth. For a student, a teacher, or a casual creator with a single project in mind, OpenShot removes every barrier to starting. The 3D title capability is a genuine differentiator for that user. The performance ceiling and the failure modes are the trade for that simplicity. The sequence that many users follow: start with OpenShot, outgrow it, and move to Shotcut or Kdenlive. The editors are compatible in a limited way through their shared dependence on FFmpeg-based formats, but not through a shared project format. Starting in OpenShot does not create a migration path to Shotcut the way that Shotcut's MLT XML format creates a path to Kdenlive. A creator who outgrows OpenShot starts again in the new editor. That is not a failure. It is the expected trajectory for a tool designed as a beginning, not a destination. Shotcut is the utility editor. OpenShot is the starting editor. Both positions are legitimate for the users they serve, and both have been filling those positions since the same decade. The question is which position matches the project at hand and the knowledge the person brings to it.